Merry Bowl season, everyone. I'm Brett Gibbons with thelines.com, and today I'm breaking down the Lending Tree Bowl between Rice and Southern Miss. Someone please call the Sickos committee for this game. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the Lines YouTube channel as we're here breaking down all 41 games, including this Lending Tree Bowl and the National Championship as we move throughout the postseason. But let's get into it. We have Rice, we have Southern Miss. Lending Tree Bowl. It's played in Mobile, Alabama, Hancock Whitney Stadium, home to the South Alabama Bulldogs, making it one of just 12 bowl venues that's primarily home to an FBS team here. Southern Miss, favored by 6.5 points. This game kicks off Saturday, December 17th, 5:45 p.m. Eastern, and you can view it on ESPN. Has an over-under of 45.5, which is interesting to me, and I'll get into that here in a moment. But Southern Miss, they only have about a 90-minute trek to Mobile. So in terms of travel, Rice doesn't have to go like terribly far, but you're looking at like an 8-hour drive for Rice versus only 90 minutes for Southern Miss. So they're going to have a major travel advantage in this game. Not really sure if that tips the scales all that much because Rice is kind of in the bowl game by default. They didn't win 6 games. They had the highest grade of the teams remaining there after a few teams like Army and James Madison were deemed bowl ineligible. So they kind of lucked into their spot here. They're riding a 3-game losing streak, which means they didn't even win their last game to get in here. There's questions surrounding the health of wide receiver Luke McCaffrey. There's health concerns around the quarterback room for Rice. They're probably going to be starting a true freshman at quarterback. That's not all that inspiring. And when you look at their run of the last 7 games, they have 0 wins over teams in the top 107 per SP Plus ratings. So this isn't a team with a great resume that maybe lucked into some wins and found themselves in bowl season. Again, Rice is here by default. Southern Miss, they're a very run-heavy team, and Rice is 112th in yards per rush. If you can't figure out the way that I'm leaning here, it's pretty transparent that I'm looking at Southern Miss over 6.5. I'm not quite sure why it's under 7 points. I think they're the better football team. They're not great. They don't have this electric offense that's going to blow them away. Their offense kind of runs through Frank Gore Jr., 207 carries this season, only 7 touchdowns, which I think is a bit inefficient there, but he's still kind of the engine that carries the Southern Miss offense. But really, where they succeed is on defense. Southern Miss fields an awesome defense that I think is going to be able to put the brakes on Rice, who's 111th in points per drive scored this year. Rice also leads the nation in turnovers, and not in the good way, as in they commit the most turnovers in the nation. Aggregate power ratings here favor Southern Miss by 9.2 points. I don't really think Rice is serious about football. I don't mean to make this 5 minutes of ragging on Rice, but when you're looking at the betting, that's kind of angles you do need to consider here. Again, I would take Southern Miss under a touchdown. That's just better value. Once it hits 7 and 7.5, that value kind of is squeezed out there. I would also look at under 45.5 points. I don't think either offense really moves the ball that well. Southern Miss is really inefficient, and Rice just isn't very good on offense in general. This isn't a great high confidence pick. If you look at Southern Miss's expected win rate, it is higher than a lot, but they're also picked in 93% of entries. So I'm probably moving them to mid, lower, because you don't really, gain a whole lot of ground if you're correct picking Southern Miss here. But hop on over to our Discord, where you can connect with over 4,000 sports betting fans, get live updates in our college football server. If you click on the hashtag Rolls channel, drop an emoji under my name, and all of a sudden you'll start getting notifications to your phone every time I place a bet, because I'm putting them in Discord. You can also find things like game write-ups. You can find out player opt-out news that I'm going to be throwing in there. You can find out all the information you need going into bowl season, market movement, all December long. So please, please, please join our Discord. There's a lot of good stuff going on in there. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Lines YouTube channel if you haven't already for daily bowl videos, and also comment. Do you agree with me here? Do you think that Southern Miss is the better football team, or do you think Rice is so motivated and so excited to even be in a bowl game that they're going to win this game or at least cover the spread? But thank you so much for watching. I'm Brett Gibbons, and have a very merry bowl season.